Hi, and welcome to the Not So Rick Simpson Show. We never know on the Not So Rick Simpson Show whether Rick will turn up or not. No, I suspect he may not, but you never do know. We never do know. But I am tonight. I've got JB with me, who's going to give us information on Rick's new book, which has just come out. That'll come up a little bit later. And JB will
Hello.
chip. Hi, JB.
Hey.
JB will chip in to a lot of the questions that we've had because he has worked with Rick now for a serious amount of time, and regardless of time, the amount of data they deal with, the complaints and people. So, JB, I'm going to get it right. I keep getting his name the wrong way around. That's terrible. But JB is going to be is there in that capacity as well. So that's just really cool. You know, he might even be a Hindu man. He might have two jobs. You never know. And also we've got Rick with us. No, we haven't. We've got Lee with us. Lee's our man over in Spain, and he'll fill us in with the pointers that I kind of keep getting mixed up with because I do quite a lot, as most of you know. And who else have we got? We've got our Dawn with us, and also with us, really, which kind of runs in with what Dawn's been talking about, where her kind of study field has gone, and that's the opposition. And that's Paul. He's a good mate of Lee's over from Spain, and he's got a little bit to tell us about the opposition. Who might be the opposition? Who might not want our little idea of the Compassionate Club to go ahead? And I will give you a little bit later. I'll give you the information that we've got. Well, we had it anyway, but we've kind of tried to put it in a format where people can grasp what we're talking about. Thanks to all the people who've been in touch with us. It is more than appreciated. I do get that for a lot of people. It's tricky, but don't worry. We'll get around that. We'll explain to you a little bit more on how to generate it, and sort it out. Because what we are actually looking at. Is 100 founder members, not members, excuse me, 100 founders. We can't make you a member of something that doesn't exist yet. So I hope I've explained that. Now that's on the same link we've used all along. Okay, so if you go to Darkcity and you click the banner at the bottom, right at the bottom of the main page, that'll take you now to what was one page, which is now 4 pages. Jabba's been working on that. And the thing I want to, and I'll probably bring Paul in right after this, but and maybe Lee and perhaps Dawn can talk a little bit. Well, I'll give JB a chance to get his tobacco from the shop, and but I do want to mention something. And that was whether or not they would ever be founder members, whether or not we would just get rid. And generate this income somehow by hook or by crook. We would be able to generate it, or we'd open it up to the world, and it was at the thing was, are we going to get €30,000? Are we going to do that? And then that that's 100 people at €300 each, and that creates the founder. The foundation of it all, really, gives it a beginning. Of course, that's stage one of it all, and that's the club and the membership and all that can start to begin and all that, and we will have doors on a property and we will be there and it'll be doing it. But obviously, it's stage 2, which is the real biggie. Rick's doing another video and stuff, so we'll get to that. But before I do, because that's our solution. So in a sense, I think we should hear from the opposition, or not really the opposition, but about the opposition. So, and I'm pretty sure Dawn might actually contribute here, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, because it's your radio, and we never know quite where we're going to go. If you do want to join us, please do. You're welcome to. Please do. More than welcome. We have been joined by Samuel Jack over in Canada. He's got a lot to tell us again. We'll get that going. So, Yeah. Because I know Paul's time's a bit short with us. So I'm gonna let Paul tell us what he actually knows. So Paul, welcome to Dark City Radio and the Rick Simpson Show, or is it the Not So Rick Simpson Show? We never know till the end of the show, you see, Paul, whether or not it's the Rick Simpson Show or the Not So Rick Simpson Show. So Paul, can you introduce yourself and let us know what you've
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're great, man.
Right. I'm based out in Tenerife in the Canary Islands. Good mates with Lee. We go back a long way. As I say, Lee's in mainland Spain now. And I got family over in the States, and I had a 6-month stint over there in Denver, a little place just outside Denver called Boulder. Boulder's there's a lot of tree huggers there, if you know what I mean. It's a very laid back sort of place. And the guy that I was lodging with, he'd been a waiter for the last 20 odd years in a lot of high-end restaurants. And he really opened my eyes to what actually goes on with the big pharmaceutical companies. A lot of the time the pharmaceutical companies would lay on a big meal. They'd invite 20 or 30 doctors. It would all start off very nice and civil, sherries and whatnot, and then the big drinks would come out and various other substances. And these are all private functions. And some of the stuff he told me, he had 20 years experience, so he did a lot of these sort of do's. And these are doctors that I thought went into the profession to help people, to cure people. They took the Hippocratic Oath. And Hippocratic, is that the one? I'm not sure if that's...
Well, no, I'll get it. I'll go. Let me think what they are. Hypocrites. The Hypocrite Oath. That's it, the Hypocrite Oath.
Well, that's what I was getting to. Because basically the whole conversations of these dudes just went around to what drugs can we sell now, what sort of bonuses can we do. They were getting timeshare holidays thrown in. Everything was hid from the tax man. It was just all about money, all about money. And I could not believe some of the stuff he told me. I mean, I won't go into it here because it would take forever, but it's just very, very corrupt. And this guy that I was lodging with, Britt his name was, he introduced me to, I'll get on to the hemp side of things, but he introduced me to there's something called wheatgrass. I don't know if anybody knows about wheatgrass, but that's another cure for cancer. And that's something I grow the stuff now and I take it on a regular basis, and I've done a lot of research into it. And it was when I started chatting with Lee that he told me about about Rick Simpson and the hemp oil. So ever since then, I've been doing a lot of studying and research, and I'm absolutely blown away by it all. And just to cut a long story short, I've just registered a website called thenaturalcureforcancer.org, which is nothing there at the moment. I'm just about to build it up. And I'm going to feature Rick on there, and mostly on the hemp side of stuff, on the oil side, and throw in one or two other natural cures that are out there. But I'm just amazed by how everything gets suppressed by the big pharmaceutical companies in the name of money. And I'm just blown away that all these doctors that are out there have just joined up to be doctors for the wrong reasons. And so I've got a bee in my bonnet about this. So I'm actually going to build this site up and try and do my bit to spread the word.
Well, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, man. People who actually take action, that's what we're about here.
I'm going to try and tune in regularly now, so I'll throw me 2 cents worth in from time to time. But I like what you're doing. I like the idea of this this new thing that's been started and within Spain and so on. My mother died from cancer about a year ago, so when I know that there was a cure out there, or cures, and it's being suppressed by the big companies, it's fucking outrageous. And so I want to just do my bit and see if I can try and help make a difference as well.
It touches me, man, every time I hear that. It really does, man, because it's been there for such a long period of time. And my condolences to you, bro. My condolences. Finding out afterwards when you've already had loss, it's for ignorance, really.
Sure.
And not through, obviously, not through your own ignorance. This information has been kept covered up because, yeah, you're right. I can't dispute it. Money. Hard, cold money.
That's right. It's all about money. And I've been looking into it as well. I've got a sister that's got MS, multiple sclerosis, and apparently the oil is yet another side effect of the oil, that it's very good for helping to cure a lot of that condition as well.
Absolutely amazing what I've seen with multiple sclerosis, man. And there is, I haven't got it to hand, but there is a video out there of a guy who's having real difficulty. He's in major difficulty, and he smokes it. He smokes it, and the effects are almost it's unbelievable.
Sure. It
is when you see it. It's like, and I've witnessed that. I've really witnessed that with MS. Now, like I say, I mean that's what's been my concern, and it always hits me hard, man. I mean, when there's kids, I don't know. I couldn't deal with that, mate. I really couldn't. I couldn't deal with that side of things. But that's the whole idea, is to have an action now, to have some kind of action. And we do know there's a lot of people who do support Rick Simpson. A lot of people support our ideology as well. Well, let's have a go. They said we couldn't do it. Right. These people are saying we can't do this. Right, well, we did it here on Darkcity. Nobody said we could do it. They said it couldn't be done. Right. And we've only been here for, 7 months. We have irrefutably proven that when people work together, they can actually make these things real. And that was Rick Simpson's dream. He shared this with us, that, 62-year-old man, all he wants to do, right, is have a bit of peace and quiet and get on with growing his weed. And that's how we started. That's how it all started. It was like, really? Well, yeah, what can we do it? And then one afternoon, we discussed it a few times, and one afternoon it was me and Lee and a couple of others, I can't remember, and no, it was just me and Lee. I said to him, look, man, what would it really take to get this off the ground, realistically, And we looked at it for 12 months. You see, Rick said he could perhaps get into a position in 2 years, and originally I said, you're going to need 3. I reckon you're going to need 3 years, but looked at that, and I have to stand corrected, from what people are saying. Well, yeah, at least I'd be happy for them to prove me wrong. That'd be great. And looking at what I know, wow, yeah, we can do some amazing stuff. And a lot of stuff's out there, and there's a lot of people on that private research and development now, and that is starting to break through on all levels of this. The technology behind it as well, wanting to get involved. It was like, well, what's it going to really take? Forget all the promises, forget all the pledges. Hard cold cash again, man. Same as they're working, you see. It's like using the devil's tool against... Oh, I shouldn't say that. I've got to be careful. Somebody already mentioned about the jingle earlier on. But, yeah, using the devil's tool against him, really, if there is such a thing, but using that money, what would it take? Because that's what we got.
They need to do more case studies, though. They need to start getting people that are saying, right, this is me, I've got cancer.
There's thousands, bro. There's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Literally.
Not the video. Where's the video? Like I'm looking, and I want to find people that have said, right, here it is. I've been certified. I've got cancer, like Rick did with the skin cancer.
How about right? Yeah. Look, the thing is, right, what they always come up with, that wasn't done under their medical conditions. Right, well, let's take something like Harvard University, right, saying, right, that cannabis will half a tumour by at least 50% and demotes cancerous cells. Let's take Harvard University. We'll take their evidence and hold that up. Not the hundreds of thousands of documents that are available. I don't know how many there is. I've asked, and there are thousands of them, of people who've come forward and said, I've done this. I was up to my eyeballs, bro, in prescription drugs through what they called arthritis. I want to do a full cure. I want to see if I can cure this, because I now know what I'm actually been doing is the top-up dose. You with me? I'm using preventative medicine. I used to call myself a social. I'm all right now. I can do things. I can move around. I can dance. I've got more energy than most people I know. And, you know, that is thanks to cannabis.
Right.
You know, when it's hard to get out of the bed in the morning because your joints, things just don't want to work. You know, you're trying to move them and they don't work. You get angry, you get frustrated. Well, here's one guy who's been frustrated that he can't implement the solution for long enough. I've known this for years. I mean, that's just on pain relief.
Right.
You know, on pain relief alone, not needing to take the medication that where you can get to on that is just unbelievable.
But what is people? What are people's problem? Like in Rick's book, when he needed a load of people to testify for him when he went to court. He cured 140 people or something, and he was lucky. I got about 30 came forward or something. What is it with people? You know, why do they do that? He'd help cure them, yet they don't want to stand up and say, the guy helped me.
But thousands have come forward since, man. You know, from all sorts, from all sorts. And I mean, the danger, what happens there is that it becomes like a cure-all. Well, I mean, I looked at that, mate. How can cannabis, you know, do all this stuff? You know, hang on a minute, glaucoma and people with strokes, it can save them and stop the deterioration. You know, so if somebody has a stroke, if one of your family has a stroke, right, rather than living with a vegetable for the rest of your life, excuse me, I'm not having a go at vegetables or anybody who's in that condition. I don't mean that nastily. But rather than having to live with that, you know, somebody who, I don't know what the correct term is anyway, but you'll excuse me, I'm sure. But, you know, rather than having to live with that, right, they could stop it. They can stop it. They can stop that happening to them. I mean, and to me, it's like, who are we trying to convince? You know, jokingly, I actually said on a couple of emails and stuff, and on the YouTube, I think, just recently, that if we actually convince the government that cannabis is deadly, they'll probably make it legal. You'll be able to get it everywhere then. The thing is, the reason you can't get it is nobody's ever died from it. It doesn't hurt anyone. Oh, I don't want to go down the argument of smoking it. You know, people go, oh yeah, well you smoke it, and you shouldn't inhale any hot substance into your lungs, really. You know, but just let me remind you, smoking cigarettes is quite fine. So don't go throwing that rock at us. People want to socially smoke cannabis, as far as I'm concerned, good luck to them. As Rick's taught me, that's preventative medicine. That's what I've been doing. You know, that's what I've been doing. So it does come down to that. Hardcore cash, man. That's what it's come down to. That's how me and Lee worked it out. I ain't bothered with that. We'll work it out. We'll do it some way. We didn't really think we would. I mean, we got to the fine night. I looked at my house and I thought, do I want to live the dream? Do I want to go to Rick Simpson? And I had a word with Rick. It's like, should we sell us houses, Rick, and go and do it? And we juggled and went, why not? And that was it. And until really, you know, we said to people, you know, you can help. You know, if you want to help, then that's up to you. You can get in on this. And people kept saying, how can we help? How can we help? What can we do? This is wonderful. What can we do? What can we do? You know, what can we do? And we said, right, we come up with this idea that we can't actually make anybody a member of anything we haven't got. You know? It's an idea. It's an idea. We've had this idea. And it's plausible, it's feasible, we're not the first to do it, it's been done before. But this time, what's completely different, Rick Simpson will be doing it. I mean, it's like everybody's making bleeding oil all over the country, right? All over the globe. Right, the people who want it can't get it. The ones who do need it are getting some fake shite. And Rick's the only guy on earth who's not been able to do it. Bang. That's the difference. That's a massive difference as far as I'm concerned. Again, going back to that man's dream and my own. So yeah, what made it open? Well, Bernard Fleming. Bernard Fleming. It's your fault. Now we're going to have to include everybody, because that was the guy who made the first donation, €300. It's there on that site. You can see it. It says Phoenix Tears Compassion Club donations. I know there's people out there. I know they're all out there. I know actually a really good mate of mine would have been there before. He would have been there before, right? He would have been there before Bernard. But I insisted he didn't go into debt on his credit card. That is the passion that's behind this in this small group of people here. All right? Okay? And please, don't think we're excluding anybody. It's just if we actually said it's 1,000 people at €1 each, I think it'd already be there, and we can't get that many people on the roll. And my point being is here, if you do want to get involved with that, work in your little groups, get together, get together. 35, the first 35, okay? First 35, I will pack my bag. Well, my bag's already half packed, I'll tell you. I've got a mate of mine here now, he's on the ground. Here, my home, so where I live, he's going to look after this, so I'm ready to go. I'm actually almost ready to go. So there you go. Lee's there now. He's already committed to it. He said he'll do whatever he can possibly do. This is what it's all about, as coming together as a community and actually making these things real in our lives. Making it real in our lives. That's what it's about. It really is about that. This is only the first step. I'll tell you now, there's already others coming onto the forefront. Other original foundations. Little small groups of people coming together. Spain is the first. Spain is the first. With any little bit of the luck, there's another one pop up in Uruguay. We've got to keep the momentum going, brothers and sisters. Not to go round in a circle. We've got to get going that fast. We'll slingshot out of this bullshit we're caught into. We'll make hemp like cabbage. Like cabbage. It'll be worldwide, all over the place. We won't be sat here trying to get a grant together to send oil to some woman whose child's dying of leukemia. No. That won't happen. Because it'll be everywhere. Everywhere. This is only one little stepping stone. That's why I call them steps. That's all they are. Little steps. One at a time. First couple of donations come in. Step one's done. Dink, dink, dink. We've got a piece of paper. We need about another 32 here then. I think it's about the 34, 35 mark. Bang. 3 months rent's paid. Dang. Month down. 2 months paid. Rent paid. We're in. Furnishing's in. Cropping. Grow side. Doors up. How quick we do it, it's not up to us. It's not up to us. Okay? We'll be there. We'll be there in October. We'll be there in October. So if you do want to be part of this, come and meet the people who already are. Come and meet the people who already are. Thanks, Bernard Fleming. Thank you very much indeed, mate. From every single person that will benefit. I don't know. I don't know what else. There's nothing else you can say. There's nothing else you can say. Each and every one of you, it's there. You don't have to have your name up. Okay? I'm so happy when they went, yeah, that's fine. It's brilliant. Brilliant. There's a number there, you'll see it. If you have a look on that page, you'll see it. You can just have your number. You can just have your number. It's as simple as that. Yeah? We'll know who you are. You'll know who you are. You want to do it anonymously, that's fine. Okay? If you want to drop 30k in it, one fell swoop, get on with it. We'll move straight to stage 2. There'll be a video coming soon from Rick. A video. Then we'll launch the Indiegogo. Because that's for stage 2. Stage 1. We could already be there. We could already be there. Right, I've got Barry. Battering on the door of the Darkcity. Hello? Anybody in? Come in, Barry. Barry,
Dave's not here.
come on, mate. Come
How
on,
you
mate.
doing there,
Make
Paul?
Jack
G'day,
as
folks.
well.
Yeah, I'm here. I've been listening to you talk. I'm raring to talk about a few things. Um, this concept in Spain, Paul, has really grabbed me. I know I've committed to contributing to it, and I'm going to do that in the beginning of the week. And I hope everybody out there jumps on this, because what we can do, we can set a precedent for the rest of the world here with this operation in Spain. The whole concept has just really grabbed me by the testicles, to say the least. And I'm enthused, and I get pumped right up when I think about the implications of what we can do with this one little movement, and how it can set up an example for the rest of this planet. Very, very necessary. I want to say hello to Chapman, or to Salmo. He's in there today. I know he's actively working right now with a whole group of people in the Kootenays to get Rick down there. I've got a huge group now forming in Vancouver Island that's very, very active, lining up speaking appearances. We're going to really create a big wave in British Columbia. We're going to try and get it legalized so we can get into doing this without the government prosecuting us. And that is what I am working on diligently right now, guys, round the clock. Besides that, lots of great things happening in regards to Rick's trip to BC, and opportunities to talk to a lot of people about what we're going to be doing in Spain. What a great opportunity to spread the word in British Columbia about this. I'm sure we'll have 1,000 people signed up by the time we're finished. Besides that, Paul, just a great day. I took some time off work to jump in here today. I'm actually on a job. I just came in. I wanted to say hello to everybody, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll let you take it away. The dates on the island, well, right now on the 24th, 22nd, and 23rd, he's going to be in Nanaimo and Parksville and Nanoose doing talks. He's going to be doing 2 TV shows in Nanaimo so far. I just got contacted by the group in Vancouver. They are working really hard right now to set up a date on the 26th. On the 28th, he's going to be in Penticton, the 29th in Nelson, and then back to Terrace. That's what we've set up so far for him. This is all going to happen in the month of August. Starting from the 21st of August, we're going to be going down to Vancouver Island. I am going to try real hard to escort Rick on this. If not, there's so many people already offered to pick him up and drive him all over the province. I'm getting tremendous support, including Salmo's offered to come up to Penticton and take him down to Nelson. So I've had a couple of other offers like that. They're making this really, really come together nicely for us, guys. Pretty excited about it.
Do
What else?
you get the sense it's like stitching a community together, Barry?
Well, you know what's happening. It's really drawing a lot of people into this right now. Just the fact that they're blown away that Rick is coming to British Columbia. That they've gone onto the internet and they've looked at the Running from the Cure site, and they've looked at Phoenix Tears, and I'm getting tremendous response from a lot of people that just still can't believe that this gentleman's coming to British Columbia and how lucky we are to have him coming. We're going to make a real impact on the province, guys. Big impact.
Like I say, man, to me, I'm seeing the community as well. They, not taking anything away from what anybody's doing at all. But people like yourself, skipping from one to another. And then Jack, Slamo Jack, I hope I get that right, Slamo. Jack, contacted us a while ago, wanting to get involved. And within such a short space of time now, other people within British Columbia starting to network together.
Well, that's what's happening, Paul. The one group on the island has formed a huge group now, and they are planning quite an experience for Rick when he comes down. I mean, when we're not doing talks, we're going to get trips around the island. We're going to get some sightseeing tours and stuff like that. It's just going to be a good time. These people are really, really pooling their resources and their energies now. I was on with Debbie last night, one of the girls organizing the island, and she's just bouncing off the walls, man, about the fact that she's going to get to meet Rick Simpson and hear him talk. So it's really developing nicely, guys. What was originally just a trip for Rick to come to Terrace and relax and take some time off has turned into a speaking engagement in quite a bit of the Lower Mainland. And when I talked to Rick about this originally, he said, well, I was going to relax, but you put the gigs together, Barry, and we'll go do it, because I know he's a trooper and he wants to talk to people. And this is an opportunity to talk to a lot of people in the lower parts of British Columbia and have an impact. Also, it's tying in with our Sensible BC, which is a referendum going on the 18th. The province is going to be able to vote on whether we want marijuana legalized in British Columbia, and all we need is 400,000 signatures to get it legalized in British Columbia. That's what I'm looking at right now. And the fact that Rick is coming when he is, and the impact that he will have on a lot of the communities, it's tying together very, very nicely for our Sensible BC Act campaign. So it's really inspiring, guys, what's happened here in the last couple of weeks, the interest and all the neat people I'm getting to meet through this experience I'm experiencing. Somebody else.
Oh, you know, it was me. I was there with you, Barry. I put me mute on my space bar and then I've moved and it wasn't doing it. So it is. It really is, bro, isn't it? I mean, seeing it. It's like witnessing it. Somebody said it's history, isn't it? I see it now. I do actually see it. Fundamentals. I mean, if that can switch there, we could be opening. Barry. I mean, literally, Rick could leave Canada, right? Right. A week later, you have your referendum, ish. Okay.
Yep.
He then goes into Croatia. I think is it Croatia? I got that right.
Yeah, he's going to Croatia first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from Croatia, it comes down to Spain.
Right.
Right. Done. He could then actually, once that project has got itself settled, we could be opening another one by the beginning of the fall. I think you would have it. Is it? No, because you're going into you're in your summer now, aren't you?
Yeah, we're in. Yeah. But so
exactly. You know, within 6 months to 9 months tops, Barry.
Right.
We could be opening another one up.
But that's what we're visualizing here, man. I've got other people now that are sharing in the vision. So it's really cool.
Yes, Barry. I think we may have to start to write a list of the foundation prospective countries, because it would look like Uruguay has just said you can have up to 100 members. So we're obviously going to have to open at least 1,000 clubs up in Uruguay.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Right.
Because already they're starting to restrict the number of members these clubs can have. You see, we're talking about a lot of people are supportive of this. Right? We're talking about bringing a lot of people together, okay, with a you know, the same sensible nature. Hang on a minute. Is anybody
logical nature?
Well, logical even, bro. And I think sometimes that's a bit like a blinding flash to some people.
Yeah.
It really is.
Pretty logical to me, Paul. I'll tell you. Nothing makes more sense in today's world.
So, yeah, it looks like it is. I mean, I spoke to Rick earlier today, and Rick's just like, it's going to go massive, it's going to go global. It really is. And I mean, I'm like, yeah. I don't know whether it is me, whether I'm not thinking, or I'm just a little bit timid. I want to do.
Oh, you're feeling the same energy, buddy. You're feeling the same energy I am. We know this is going to go global. We're going to make it go global. People are going to look at this and they're going to go, holy shit, this really is working.
Yeah,
and we'll set an example, buddy, for the rest of the world. Now, what happens if we open up in Uruguay? What's going to happen to the adjoining countries when they start looking at what's going on and the effects that this is having on people?
Well,
I feel like I'm on a ground floor opportunity here, buddy, and I'm just going to work my arse off on it.
I actually suspect it will be like a few of the states in America where they're actually recovering as best they can, of course, but they're actually covering them states are recovering from some of the economical atrocities, I suppose you'd call them. So yeah, I suspect that's what would happen. I mean, that's already happened in certain areas of Spain, where cannabis clubs have basically tried to purchase large swathes of land. Now that's been knocked back. I think it was 17 acres for the agriculture of their 5,000 members. They needed to grow the supply. But yeah, and that it doesn't mean it isn't going to happen. Okay, it just means that they didn't satisfy the regulation and the rules, and that's what we have to be careful with regarding Spain. What's done in private is what's done in private. What's done in public is done in public. Two separate rules, two sets of rules. So
right,
that, where I see it, could actually solve a lot of problems, you know, in a lot of cases. I mean, we've got to make sure that there's no loss, no harm, no deception, and that these are adults are involved. And for some reason, you can't have alcohol. Maybe they've got a niche on that. You know, maybe alcohol is you know, I don't know, being backhanded sold to some pharmaceutical company, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing. But yeah, that's one thing that's not allowed. And to be honest, I could live without that. It's not a big issue. So that's the only stipulations that they're actually putting on there. I cannot see for the life of me why this is not happening all over the world. Of course, we are actually living in environments where this is possible. And we've spoken to some people where to be caught with what we consider to be the cure is a death penalty. Now, although we're breaking through here, we've got to carry on. We've got to carry on. This isn't because people want to hurt one another. This is because they're ignorant of their actions. I'm convinced of that now, Convinced of it. So, yeah, Barry, I totally agree. I subscribe now. I don't know if it was you. I know it's been said a couple of times, but we are now actually, this is history. This is history. This is historic. It really is. Of course, if we do it. And there's always that element of doubt. Of course, right now, if we had everything we require now, we'd be doing it. But we haven't. Like I say, middle of October, we'll have set off. We will have actually started. So...
Well, we are going to make it happen, Paul. We
agreed with
that. We agreed with that.
Yeah,
whatever
it's
it takes.
A bit too late, Barry. My point is, it's a bit too late to worry about the donations because we're doing it anyway.
It's going to happen.
I was concerned about that because now I feel responsible to everybody else that does donate. I feel responsible to them as well. So the quicker we get it off the ground, the better it is, and we can show people it is possible. It is possible through all the diversity, through all the pressures. We can implement solutions. It's just one of many. It's one of many as I see it. Paul was speaking about wheatgrass. I hear about this. It's not just about a load of people sitting around taking oil or getting high or whatever it is that most people think. It isn't. It isn't. This is a bigger picture. A much bigger picture. It's about changing the social paradigm. That's what it's about.
Exactly. It's about changing our whole thinking about what we are doing on this planet, period. That's kind of the bottom line. When you look at it, everything we do, everything we're doing right now can be changed by the implementation of this miraculous plan all through our societies. And that's kind of like the bottom line, Paul. When you look at the big picture, it can change everything we're doing. I noticed on the board there that some people are trying to call in. I don't know if they're telling us the circuits are busy from the state and stuff. So maybe just keep trying or try Bob's again. But I know there's a few people trying to talk in right now and they're not getting in. So I don't know what's going on with that. But we always like listening to new people call in. Besides that, Paul, we're going to make this go, even if it didn't, like you and me said in conversations, if we didn't get the donations, we'd raise the money ourselves. This is something that we're going to make happen. And I am so convinced of that now that it's going to happen, man. It will. I think the floodgates are going to open and people are really going to grab this and start to run with it. And like you said, these societies can be opened up all over the planet. And once we set a precedence for it, I think you'll see that happen, my friend. Hopefully we do in the very near future.
Like I say,
know what I mean, bro?
The quicker the better. The quicker the better. Like I say, a week ago, I got a telephone call by a guy who said, I'd like to get the ball rolling a bit sooner. What? Well, I'd like to, basically, just a brief outline. He was going to get an apartment. We'll go over there and kick it off. And he was like, how quick can you get out of the country? I'm like, wow, hang on a minute. I can't afford the bus fare to the train station. At the moment, we've been kind of quite busy. He said, he was like, I have noticed, but you've got skills. And I'm like, yes, I have got skills. And he's like, well, I'd like to put them skills to practice. Plus, this would get it on the ground already. Start it on the ground. And literally, that's what would occur. Literally, we'd go to rent an apartment and go over there and start it off. Just start it. I'm not waiting. And of course, the sale and the fundraisers, as you said, Barry, would eventually we'd get there. We would get there. There's no doubt about it. The difference is with these people who are, in my mind, they're switched on. They're switched on. They can actually see the full potential of this, not just medically, but the full social implementation of what we're talking about here. If we can all focus behind that move, it will be world changing. I have no doubts about that, none whatsoever. I mean, we're talking about something here that's never killed anyone, opposed to something that people are dying of every day. I mean, if nothing else, it should be used first. Use that before you use something which is potentially lethal. And if it doesn't work, then yeah, fair enough. Even I'll hold my hands up. You know, go and bombard yourself with some radiated, go and, whatever it is. But give it a go, I mean, even if it comes down to surgery in their world, Barry, do you want to remove a tumour, right, the size of a melon, or do you want to remove one the size of a golf ball? I might have exaggerated a bit there. I couldn't think of any an apple than a golf ball. But
what line would you be in?
50% reduction. 50% reduction in James growth, right?
Paul.
Go on, Don. Go on, love.
I'm just reading in the chat here about Tavian says all circuits are busy calling from the States.
All circuits
can't get through.
I know that Patty Walking-Turtle, one of my real good friends in the States, was going to call in today, and I think she's been trying. She said she was calling in today for sure, Paul, to tell you about what they're doing with the movement right now in their area and how they've really got behind it here in the last couple months. Actually, they've really started to promote it, and I was telling the other day they're sending links all over the States, and I expected quite a few calls in from America today due to what they were telling me. So if they're not being able to get in, that's a shame, but keep trying, guys.
Yes, I totally agree. Oh, well, excuse me, I was a little bit sidetracked then.
I got a little sidetracked too. Sorry.
If these individuals who are having difficulties, because it's getting a bit hectic, isn't it? Search for these. I'm trying to search for the names that people are giving me. You need to give me your Skype name, because I should be able to connect to you from this side, maybe. But yeah, that name that I've just been given there is not currently registered on Skype, I don't think. Just let me make sure I'm putting it in the right one. Oh. Okay, let's try this. Oh. No, well, let me do that. Let's try this. We will get you, our brother or sister, whoever it may be. We will get you, I think. There we go. Oh, no, hey, you see that? It just cut off that way, so maybe it's a connection, but we did get a line there immediately to that caller, and there you go. So maybe all lines are busy from the United States. I find that a bit weird. I do find that a little weird, but I tell you what, while I've been doing this, I have come across many weird things indeed. So it doesn't surprise me. What, Darkcity Radio's Skype connections being... You can't ring it from America? Surely not. Surely not. It must be a local problem, eh, Barry? Nothing to do with us.
I don't know. I don't know. It must be the lady pulling the wires out of the computer board there or something. I don't know what's going on over there, man. But yeah, no. I was just over to that lady's site, and she just left me a message that she has been trying to call in, and she's getting the same thing, that she can't get in and talk to us today. So that's a shame.
Yeah, well, she's actually I've actually made her. She's in this text call now, anyway. So if she is out there, you should be able to on Skype now at least be able to text. That should work. Definitely, absolutely, definitely. Apparently, we've got. I've just got a bit of information coming in, and this is not current because it's actually gone up a considerable amount. But we're over 16 on the actual website. We've got 16 different cities over 7 different countries actually connected right now. We've had, I think it was 22 separate countries connected up, and that's only to the website. And the stream, there's a considerable amount of people. Ah, right. Hello, unknown number. Welcome to the Rick Simpson Show. Are you from America by any chance?
Yes, I am. That's why I'm calling in, because
Well done.
I wondered if
Well done.
I wondered if you were dialing correctly.
You got it bang on. You've got it bang on. Whatever you did was perfect.
That's why I'm texting it in the chat. You have to hold down your 0 on your cell phone. So
Right.
they have to hold on the cell phone. Hold down your 0 key, and it'll go to the plus sign, and then dial the numbers.
Apparently, there you go. That's how you do it on your mobile from the United States of America. Absolutely brilliant. There you go. That proves it. That proves it. We
Okay,
might not have...
it worked for me, and it worked last week. I'm Margene. I called in. We treat our Rottweiler, my father, myself. So, yeah, I listen as much as I can.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I just figured I would give you that little tip. But go ahead and try to let them call in.
We've just been joined by, is it Joshua?
Yes, sir, it is.
Hi, man. How are you? Welcome to Dark.
An oil maker and grower from Colorado. And just really appreciate and support what you guys are doing. Very, very much so.
Brilliant, man. So where did you say you were again? In Colorado?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If my geography serves me right, there's another American. There you go. So we are getting it in. So, brilliant, man. That's brilliant.
Absolutely. And I love what you guys are doing. I think that we need to go even a step further and start trying to get it, obviously, into hospitals, mental institutions, elder care centers. I mean, this oil, it does anti-inflammatory, analgesic, put it on cuts, put it on scars. I mean, it needs to be everywhere. And I mean, we need to educate people more on juicing and different types of applications, both topically and internally. And I mean, it really does need to be everywhere, as you guys say. I mean, compassion centers, cancer healing centers up in the mountains where we grow fruits and vegetables permaculturally. Cannabis,
stage
obviously.
2, man. That's stage 2. That's what we were talking about. Not just providing the medicine, the oil, okay? Not just providing that, but actually the situation and the place where people can get their body into that zone they need to be in, man. It's not just about one, you know. I mean, people are actually trying to use this medicine under great stressful conditions. Mm-hmm. It needs to be, and you're right on, man. It was Max Bliss today, rang me. It does a lot on making people aware of their environment, really.
Absolutely.
Max quizzed me on it. He said, "What's the dream?" I said, "Well, really, most of the stuff." Well, I struggled at first. I said, "I don't really have dreams." And then I was contacted by a guy over from Liverpool. Excuse me, your name slipped my head, but he's doing a lot of stuff with the gas fracking, trying to get them to stop gas fracking. They're trying to set something up.
Yeah, I mean, growing cannabis is definitely tied in with growing soils and kind of treating the earth responsibly and being good stewards and trying to help heal both the earth and its people and the animals too. I mean, it's all tied in together in cannabis and its oil and just even its leaves definitely play a role in this. I mean, it's a beautiful time to be part of this movement and to be able to share information with people too.
Isn't it? Do you actually feel like you're part of the solution?
Oh, I mean, as far as I can see, this is the most effective solution. It's a piece of the puzzle, but it's one of the larger ones. I mean, when you can grow your own fuel, food, healthcare, clothing, I mean, it gives people liberties and freedoms that the government is rapidly taking from people. When you can grow and start to build your soils and start to grow your own fruits and vegetables, and cannabis part of this, I mean, you can live basically on cannabis. You can be a carnivore and be a very healthy, happy, functioning individual. I mean, it can, as Rick says, end starvation. It can, once it is everywhere and growing like the weed that it is, on the sides of medians, down roads, like everywhere, like it's going to affect quite a change. And I think this is the most effective way that we can kind of move forward into that stage 2, that change that we all need and desire to see.
A good feeling, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's an honor to be part of this movement.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. It's been a bit of a whirlwind for me, man. I've been out there doing it, doing my own little bit all the time for years. But it is. It is. I'm honoured. I'm honoured, man. I mean, I've known who Rick was for a long time, man. But when he actually turns up, we'd only been going for a couple of months. He got what we were about. He was one of the first people that got what we were trying to do. It's not really an alternative. We're not an alternative. It's completely different. The approach we're putting in there. It's your radio. It's yours because you've rung up and used it. It belongs to you now. There's no ownership. There's no possession. There's no hierarchy. Why do we need one? I mean, if I come Colorado, do you say you were in Colorado? Was that right?
Yes, sir.
So if I'm not a sir, man. I'm your brother at best. But Colorado. If I come over to Colorado, you're my man. It's not about me trying to tell you how to live in your backyard, bro. You become the captain of the ship. You'd steer us through the pitfalls and the thing of Colorado. That's what it should be. Each one should be allowed to be good at what they're good at doing in their backyard.
Right. But as you say, I mean, we're all brothers. We're all in this, brothers and sisters. We're all in this together. I mean, we're all organizers. We're all just growers and other individuals just trying to help each other, really. So, I mean, yeah, we should know our own backyard and how to garden and grow and help the people in that area. But I mean, it's a worldwide thing, and people just need to connect and mobilize. And I mean, it's happening already. I mean, just the fact that you have this radio showing that we are communicating via the internet and many other things. Oh,
well, I'm jealous of you, man. I mean, I'm jealous of you. I'm in the UK. I've been shut down. That's how it is. It's like, right, okay, what shall I do? Something bigger and better. I think Barry wants to get in. Meet another one in the network. Barry.
Hey, Josh, how you doing, man?
Hey, pleasure. Thank you for allowing me on. It's an honor, really.
Hey, like Paul said, this is our radio, man. It's everybody's radio. You can call in anytime, talk about anything you want. Totally free radio. It's the first one in the world like this. But anyways, I'm just north of you, Josh, from British Columbia, and I don't know if you were listening in when I was talking about Rick's tour of BC.
I was grinning, and just the fact that the legalization movement is so close there too, and just 400,000 signatures is not.
Can you guys hear me on there?
Yeah. Welcome to Darkcity. We can hear you.
Okay, excellent. I was having some trouble setting it up from my computer here. I only have a few minutes to speak my piece before I go to work here, but I just wanted to say that I am very supportive of everything you guys are doing, and I'm very happy to be sharing the information with the people that I love. I've met a lot of resentment from people that don't want to accept the information, but in time, hopefully they for themselves will, try it and see also that it is a life-saving miracle. I wish that I could recommend it to the children that I work with, to the parents, but unfortunately it's extremely it's still very illegal here. So it's not something that I can do safely without losing my job, which is sad because it really could help the children function better. And we do play-based therapy, which certainly helps them quite a bit down the road in life, as autism is a pervasive developmental disorder. However, the hemp oil could cure a lot of the maladies that plague the children and make a lot of them seem disabled. So it would be a great thing if it caught on here, but from the middle of the United States, we're still pretty far away from that, unlike on the state's coast in California and Washington. So I really applaud you guys for your work, and I will continue every day to tell everyone I know and anyone that will listen about this medicine. So keep it up, guys, and much love. I gotta go.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for your call, man. You're welcome at Darkcity whenever you like. What can you say to that? Good to know. Well, I know, don't tell me where you are, I just know it's illegal. Well, hopefully, we'll be able to break that. We'll be able to break that sooner than later. That's kind of what, I mean, I hear it all the time, man. I'm hearing it all the time, and I said it the other day, I can't keep listening to all these people who need this, who can't get it. it's breaking me heart. I've got to do something. I've got to do something about it. And there is no other alternative. I don't even feel like I've got a choice anymore. It's not something I'm choosing to do. It's the only, as Barry said, the only logical progression. Really is.
I agree, and I think a large part of our goal is just education. I mean, people have been intentionally
Well, of course, I'm Rick Simpson,
disinformed,
and
and
this
the
is the
plant has been
Darkcity radio
vilified.
show.
And so, I mean,
This is
we
about
just
the
have to
medicinal use of
re-educate
cannabis.
individuals. And that's
Lately, we've
kind
been
of our
trying to
job
get
right
this
now.
thing
I mean,
going
not
together in
just
Spain,
grow, but
so
Oh,
people
your
can come and
audio's.
get
I'm
treatment.
getting a lot of noise
Like
off
a
your audio,
fashion club
Josh.
we
You were
hope
really
to
good before.
In 2009, my
sorry.
research was
Yeah, that's better now, but it
interrupted
was
by
a
the
lot of
corruption of
clunking
the
around
Canadian
and
government
stuff.
and all they control.
My
So
apologies.
from that time
Oh,
on,
that's brilliant.
I've put all my
Go on,
energy
what were you
into
saying, bud?
spreading this knowledge in all
That's
the
just a
different
matter of
countries that I visit.
re-education. The people have
Finally,
been very
after all these
misinformed, and the
years,
plant has
what
been
I have been
vilified,
telling
and
the
that
public about the
people
healing
just need to be
abilities of these
re-educated
oils
about this
has all
flowering
been
herb, and
proven
just
to be true.
both the
So it seems as if I
non-psychoactive
have finally
attributes of it,
achieved my
of
goal,
not heating
and
it,
now I
of
would like to resume my
ingesting it that
research.
way, and also the essential oil, the Rick Simpson oil. I mean, people just need to understand the plant a little bit better, I think. And that's part of our job. Part of our roles is to educate and to inform.
I totally agree, man. We've just run right over the break there by about 3 minutes. I've stopped it now. We don't have to take the break, so my apologies. We've been talking over Rick and stuff, and the jingle came over telling everybody that cannabis was a cure for cancer. But we'll be right. We'll be right. So my apologies. I got carried away with the in the moment there. I really did. But you mentioned vilified there, Joshua. You're quite right. 100%, man. I mean, we had a guy, excuse me, I forget names. There's so many people, I forget the names. But he was speaking, he was speaking from the Jewish community. And he was actually saying that this has actually been written out. They've actually written it out. I mean, it's not something that, this has been going on a long time. I mean, apparently, the anointing oil that cured leprosy was cannabis. And I mean, and we all know, I mean, I'm not I'm not religious, I suppose. I mean, a few of them keep saying, oh, yeah, but you're dead spiritual. It's like, well, I don't really know what that means, but, why would the, not only, as you say, it's not just been demonized, but this information has been removed. It has been completely removed. And if you go back and look what we've been told about it, they actually flip their heads completely. One minute, if you smoke cannabis, it'll turn you into a warmongering, raping black man. Apparently, it only ever happened to black people. If you look at it, when black people smoked cannabis, to bear in mind that most of those people who were immigrants or illegal, well, slaves actually brought that with them, right? And if it would have turned them into really vicious, like, monstrous animals, you wouldn't have been able to enslave them, right? It wouldn't have happened. Anyway, so yeah, on one side, that's what they're saying, that if you smoke cannabis, right, you turn into a black rapist, murderer, right? Now, then, I mean, I don't know how many years it was later, maybe, I don't know, 40, 30 years later, they're actually saying, if you smoke cannabis, it will turn you into a pacifist. Hang on a minute. You can't, maybe it's changed. Maybe cannabis has changed, but I can't find any historical evidence so far, right, of people taking cannabis and mugging old women. Of people taking cannabis and beating people up. People taking cannabis and causing any major social problems, except turning up with people who are so narrow-minded that, they have a problem with people smoking cannabis, you see. It only seems to be the people who don't do it have got a problem with it. The people who don't need it, they've got a problem with it. People who do need it, and I think that's becoming more and more and more. More and more. I mean, for many of us here in the West, conventional medicine is pretty much free, for most of us. But however, in the rest of the world, it isn't. It isn't. And for them, it isn't a choice of whether they can get, the right stuff. In my opinion, then oil, they should be using that first. They can't get anything. They don't get anything. And this is something you could make. I mean, you can grow it. If you grow it yourself in your own backyard, I mean, you can make it for what, $5, $10 or something, $20. It depends where you are. You know.
And wasn't it Hippocrates who said that? I mean, let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine thy food. And when you can grow your own food and medicine in the same plant, much less all the other vegetables and stuff that you have in your garden. I mean, what more freedom, what more health, what more liberty do you need than that?
Oh, Joshua, you know, they're going to like you on here, mate. I'm telling you, because in a recent permaculture show, same thing. You know, same thing. Look, we've got to work with the environment. You know, I'm big into aquaponics myself and hydroponics. You know, it's the natural progression as far as I saw it. Because, I mean, hydroponics, and to be honest, a lot of people won't like this, but hydroponics with using chemical nutrients to grow cannabis, there ain't no chemicals, you know, the cannabis removes them all. It's dead clever, right? In fact, 80% of the plant comes out of the air. So, hey, and look, there's going to be more than, you're only extracting a small amount. So it really kind of is okay, you know, to do that. But again, you really want, the thing that isn't okay is a lot of people are spraying them. You know, they're spraying them for mites, and they're putting that, and you got to you got to be careful of that, because, you know, in Spain it happened a while ago. You know, they were getting the build-up of pesticide in the fruits because there's no rain degradation, because the pesticides were being used in the polythene tunnels. So, you know, hey, we even know that. We're talking about one of the largest research. Have you done a bit of research and development, Josh, into cannabis yourself?
Some, yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought so. You know what I mean? And you know, nearly everybody I think to has actually got off their asses, right, and actually had a look, you know? And we're actually talking about, I suppose, next to the radio amateurs.
Well, you don't even have to get off your ass with the internet. I mean, almost all the information is really just there at your fingertips. It's just the impetus to go look for it.
I totally agree, man. But what we're actually asking that people do get off the backsides and do something, even if it's even click a button, you know what I mean? If you could just reach over with your mouse and hit that button and relieve yourself of some of your slave tokens, we'll make
there's only so much armchair activism you can do.
I think Dawn wants to get in there. Come on, Dawn.
Yeah, well, we're talking about positives of cannabis. Apparently, it's not used much in mind control programming because it impedes mind control. So there you go. There's something else.
Yeah, so yeah, why not? Why not indeed? There you go. Guess what? There's something else it can do. I actually think it's. I'd love to have the time to actually look at it more, but I actually think it puts the body into a position where it can heal. I really do. That's why it seems to be able to do so many things. And the more.
Well, cannabis is very alkaline. The seeds themselves are slightly acidic, so when you're eating the flowers or juicing it or producing the oil from it, you are helping your body become more alkaline, and healing happens in an alkaline environment. So, I mean, yes, yeah, you're putting your body in a state of that it can heal, absolutely.
Oh, so I was right. Oh, well, there you go, man. I don't have to do it. See, this is the beauty of it. You've done that. You've looked at it, and I'm thinking, right. So is it the cannabinoid? No. That's it is a system in the body where it connects up to. It literally connects up. It just fits. It's like, oh, look at this. We've left this here, and now your science and all that can actually prove this is what fits the key. This is the key to the lock. This fits it. You know? All the others don't quite make it. In fact, all the others, it's like taking a chisel and a hammer and trying to break your way through the lock. You'll get there eventually. You'll destroy the door. In doing it, you'll not be able to use it again. That's it. And when I look at the way that, especially with cancer, to me that's obvious. It's so obvious, you know, and that the actual medicine kills more people than the cancer. And they say, oh well, it would have killed them anyway. You didn't give them the opportunity. You weren't given that opportunity. So yeah, positive stuff. Positive stuff. Cannabis is a positive thing. It's for positive people. I'm convinced of that. I really am. There are people out there, like I say, out of the 400 messages I sent out the other day, I had one person complain. I've seen one actually person said that Rick Simpson used to do everything for nothing, and now he's asking for money, $9.99 for his book. I actually told that person that they should and they actually said it'd be nice if Rick actually came on and answered some questions. So I actually informed people that Rick had done now, I think it's 25 live shows over 2 hours. That's over 50 hours, where he has made himself available to anybody who wanted to ring in, anybody at all. And he still drops in and out of the shows, as people have heard. That's what it's about. I actually informed them that, yeah, he's done this 20. He's done I think I put 20 plus shows down over 2 hours, and I suggested that this individual actually stopped using their internet connection to download porn, and take their penis out of their hand and wake up, and then sell all the goods that they've got, all the worldly possession, and send it to Rick for the work that he's already done. Because there's too many people. I mean, what? They're going to complain that a man wants $10 for a book. For a book. I mean, people don't they get paid more than that, for working in McDonald's. You get more than that. You really do. So, yeah, I think we're, if that's the only opposition we've got to this, then, hey, we're away. We really are. If that's all what's stopping us, is what? Slave tokens, fiat currency? Well, no issue. It's not an issue. Or it's just, it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't. There's enough people actually tuned in listening to us now. If a third of them donated, bang. We'd be chopping into the second little step we've got. And like I say, if people want to know them, if you have just tuned in and you haven't quite got it, the details of it, if you go to the darkcityradio.com website, click the banner, it's on the main page at the front, right at the bottom of it, click that, it'll take you to pages, the Phoenix Tears Compassion Club, where it tells you a little bit about it, the stages we need to go through, a bit about Rick, and the people who've donated so far. And of course, unless that's happened in the last few hours or something, because that won't be up to date. We keep that as up to date as we can, because there they are, making history. And you lot as well, all you people listening out there. We're going to, like I said, Sykes knew we are limited on the number of staff we've got. Staff. We haven't got any staff. There's no staff. We're all volunteers listening to me. Staff. Yeah, the staff at Darkcity. So yeah, have a look at that site, and the info is there. No worries. We have got just been joined by a caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Not So Rick Simpson show on Dark City Radio.
Hello, hi. I called actually a week ago, kind of. Yeah. My name is Patrick. Yeah. My wife and I actually spoke to Rick and to you. Yeah. And
I remember, yes, I was mentioning you earlier actually about how the cannabis had actually been removed from religious text and so forth, that it wasn't only being demonised, the actual information was actually being removed from all sorts.
Yeah, I think if you take cannabis out of Judeo-Christian belief, like, you do a severe disservice to those belief systems. Without cannabis, they I don't know.
Don't worry, actually, we're going to get tangible proof, and we are on a good way. Huh? We are true nerds on this one. I was thinking actually of what you said last time. You were looking for volunteers, that are not scared, of getting their hands dirty, that could speak a couple of languages, etc., etc. Me personally, I wouldn't mind actually volunteering, for the staff from the 17th of July onwards. If you're doing something, I mean, if you're searching for active volunteer, yeah.
Well, you are. You're active now. You volunteered. You're doing it now. I'm not quite sure what it is. I mean, we can.
I don't know if you're going to do it or not. Yeah, but I would please to help out.
Yeah, what is it you're referring to? You're welcome to help out in any way you can, right? But I'm not quite sure what it is you're referring to.
Oh, I was talking about the project actually of Rick of doing something concrete, towards the fact of healing people. Yeah, and building basically.
Again, on the website, that's been updated. The button right at the bottom of the website, www.cityradio.com or .co.uk. Right at the bottom, if you click that, it'll go on. The donations have already started. The stages we're moving along, bro. It is actually happening. Of course, we're a little bit off yet. But yeah, we're going to need people who can speak other languages. We do actually have a guy on the team already who does speak, I think, 5 languages.
I need only 4, but
Yeah,
does
but
it count?
this is going to be needed. The way I actually see it is, well, we're going to have weekends, aren't we? Once we get there, once we get that stage 2 complete, you know, then we're there. Look. If it comes in, bro, if it comes in, we'll go straight to that stage 2.
Would you like a contact email, contact something, actually?
Yeah, email us, man. Emails are on the website. You email me. I'm Bob at darkcityradio.com.
Just a moment. Bob at Dark City Radio, in one word?
Yep, Dark City Radio, one word.
Bob at darkcityradio.org? .com.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll email you actually what everything. Good luck. You're doing a good job. And by the way, one thing. The reason why I'm motivated of doing so is because I think everyone should have a bit of experience into growing the stuff. I've never had even the pleasure of once seeing the plant, grown. Never ever. I've seen pictures. I'm doing documentation and all this.
Let me ask, whereabouts are you? What country are you in?
I beg your pardon?
What country are you in?
I'm in London at the moment.
You're in London?
Yes.
Right. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Yeah, there's believe me, trust me, brother. Trust me, there's a lot of plants growing in London.
Yes, but I've never seen the plant.
According to people in our chat room, you're just being very unlucky.
Yeah, I know. But I prefer to see it growing, by people that know their stuff. This way I can learn how to do the stuff. This way, when everything is ready, we can all do our little parts and grow our little grass,
Yeah, it's
But I'm knowing nothing. I've tried, a couple of things here and there. I don't have a green hand at all. For this, I'm terrible. So I need experience. So I need to learn, how to do the stuff. So I don't mind volunteering for a short bit. At least this way, I can have experience into the field.
I would be honoured to share all my skills with everyone, given the opportunity to do that, man. I'll
be super honoured actually to be able to have the privilege to do so.
That will be made available, man. It really will be made available. It will be made available. Dark City will be on the ground. It will have a ground station. It's coming with us, and Dan's been sorting it out today. It's an expansion, and I'll be more than happy to share all my knowledge, all the way through from Victorian rotational techniques, thermal heating, all the way through to what do you want to know? Genetically splicing of the plants and stuff. What do you want to know?
Everything, from the beginning, even from the germination of the plant.
Yeah, all of it.
To the moment where you get the seed, the new freshly seed. I mean, I don't know anything about the planting, and that's the horrible part.
Yeah.
This is a real job. To plant the stuff is a real job.
You might surprise you, man, but if you actually type in YouTube, growing skunk, you'll find there's millions of people all over the world posting it.
Yeah, but all this is...
You see, Joshua, who's on with us now, am I right, Joshua?
I was about to suggest going to weedfarmer.com. They have a great information on how to grow outdoors, both guerrilla growing, kind of out...
But what's the point if you can't... Sorry.
Yeah, so you can grow it hidden, guerrilla
what's the
garden.
point, actually, of learning all this if you can't do it in an active...
You can do it. No, there's only you stopping you doing it.
Yeah.
No, I can't, because I'm in the middle of the city. You can't do anything you want if it's not within your own perimeter. You need a piece of land, and you need, of course, to make sure that nobody's going to...
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're mistaken, bro. You're completely and utterly mistaken. I know people who've already been going out this week in the UK and they're planting it. Outdoors, in the UK, it's not their land. They just go out.
Find a river, find a patch of grass, grow it on your roof, grow it indoors. I mean, yes, it is technically illegal by the state, but I consider myself an anarchist. I don't like the state, and so, I mean, I'm going to grow my own healthcare and food, and I implore others to do the same.
Oh, excuse me, man. I presumed you were in a legal state. Wait, that's another.
I am in a legal state. It is legal here in Colorado, and we do grow legally, but unfortunately,
federal law. Is it federal law still? Is it still clamping?
It is. It's still illegal under federal law and not recognized at all.
Yeah, but by the way, in order to pass the federal law, if I understand correctly, the American politics, yeah, I mean, they don't have to have 26 states out of 50 in order to propose a bill, to amend the prohibition.
That is actually true, yeah. And we have 18, almost 20 states now, and I think there are bills on the legislature in other states, and so we are actually moving close to that point where we would have the majority of the states moving that, and that would cause the federal government to hopefully overturn their criminal laws on hemp and cannabis. And just use some rational thought. That would be pretty awesome.
A great thing to do.
Yeah, but we're far from 26 states out of 50.
No, look, if you want to learn how to grow, right, get yourself a tomato plant, okay, and grow it. Grow a tomato, a simple everyday tomato plant. Grow yourself some peas. Grow yourself a few carrots, and you need a square foot. 1 square foot, 1 pot on your windowsill, man. You can begin the process. You don't have to grow cannabis and put yourself under risk. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So people like yourself can learn this. They can learn how to do it. And you're not putting yourself under risk. That's exactly why we're doing it.
Oh, no, it's not about the fact is like that. In order not to jeopardize, the effort of people that are trying to legalize, to stop the prohibition, whatever it's from Norm or UK, United States, anywhere, any organization that is trying to move forward the law, in order to avoid basically, spoiling their effort, into legalizing. So it is better to kind of abide at least by the state law for Americans, for local laws, so if there is a loophole within the law that could allow you to do so, that's fine. But in order to avoid any of those...
Just hang on a minute. You've jumped to a conclusion, right? I'm telling you to plant tomatoes. As far as I know, there is no law in London about planting tomatoes.
True, yeah.
Right then. Okay? There's the process. There's the beginning for you. You'll learn about germination. You'll learn about soil conditions and how well your plant does. Your plant might not do well. You'll learn by your mistake. There it is, man. Don't put it off. Buy a packet of seeds. Plant them.
Very smart. I understand the advice. In other words, actually, try to practice actually with something easy. Yeah?
Trust me, brother. Hydroponics, aquaponics. You'll have much more success in the early days growing lettuce. You'll have a great time. You'll be like, look at that. I've grown lettuce out of fish poo. It's great. Do you know, your neighbours might think you've gone a little bit crazy when you start giving away free food because your little tiny system's producing more than you can. But, it's...
I forgot an important information. Paul, yeah?
Mm-hmm, yes.
I'm Patrick, by the way. Paul, I've got a friend of mine, yeah, that is not good in growing, yeah? He's effing brilliant. He's actually... he's one of the little masters that learned from Amsterdam, yeah?
Yeah, get him to teach you.
He lives in Spain at the moment. Right. He speaks French, he's learning Spanish, a bit of English, yeah? And actually, if I am I'm giving him, a piece of land, and I tell him, what, grow this and that, as long as, of course, it's legal, I tell him, grow me this and that kind of strain. Not only he will do it, but he will do the best job. Yeah. I'm telling you, not a lot of people on which I can trust doing a job. On that particular thing, I know the fellow, I know he can do. He asked me to come over to Spain, for a short bit. I've been such an imbecile to refuse. I should go give a bit of break to my wife and go for holidays,
You should. Just one moment though. Barry, did you want to get in there, mate? I know you've got to get after work.
Yeah, I was just typing in there. I got to get back to my job here in a few minutes, but it's been great calling and talking to everybody today, and keep up the good work. It's good to see the new callers calling in the interest, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, nice one, Barry. Every Wednesday we're going to make sure we go live, bro. Every Wednesday we're going to keep doing this.
Good luck, Barry, and good luck to our American friends.
Thank you all. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you, Josh. And there is a gig being lined up in Vancouver for Rick. You might want to fly up and listen to him.
All right,
you're not far away.
Consider that. I'm not far away. I generally hitchhike, but we'll see. My visit Canada in the near future. We'll have to see. I'd like to talk with you more, Barry, sometime in the future, perhaps.
Tentatively, right now, the date that we have set in Vancouver is the 26th of August, because I have engagements. I have engagements in the interior after that. So keep in touch with me. You can always find me on Facebook, or I'm on Facebook under Barry Prince in Terrace, British Columbia. I'm really easy to find. I'll keep you updated on the exact itinerary that we're lined up for him, and you get a chance, you might want to come up and listen to him.
Awesome, I'd love to. I'm also on Facebook / Josh the Wanderer, so we can connect and converse on cannabis and kind of get the information and get some activism happening.
Oh well, if we're doing the Facebook,
we're on the same page, where I can tell that. And like you said, man, this planet has the potential to change everything that we're doing right now in our society, right from top to bottom.
Absolutely.
Socially, economically, politically, what we're doing to the planet can all be reversed. What we're doing with pharmaceutical drugs can all be reversed. The bounds of the marijuana plant are absolutely endless, and I got involved in it, buddy, and I'll tell you, there's nothing better in the world that we can do right now with our times, folks. Nothing. In my opinion.
100% agree.
There you go. Guys, have a great day, and we'll keep you posted on everything that's happening in British Columbia with Rick, and I'll be around next week for sure.
Awesome. Many blessings.
You're talking about what's going on with Rick. I know we've covered the Compassion Club quite a bit, and we've covered a few little side topics as well, but I do know waiting dead patiently, JB, because we want to actually mention about Rick's new book.
May I say one thing? My wife actually just purchased Rick's new book, #1. And she says she can't wait to read it. She really can't wait. And I can't wait for her to read it too. The problem is because we've got young kids, we have to take it easy, you know? But one thing, by the way, talking about that actually, and basically the whole topic actually in general, I want to say that when it comes to planting the stuff actually and growing it, I think maybe it would be a good idea to do exactly like they've done in Canada and so many other places, and to try to have a piece of land on which basically it's a non-profit organization, whatever.
Yeah, have you actually looked at the information we're doing, man? That's exactly what we're doing. The actual association in Spain, it has to be done on non-profit. It can't be profitable. That's one of the stipulations there. Yeah, man, that's exactly what we're endeavouring to do.
Are you guys distributing the... Oh, my apologies. Are you guys distributing the oil yourselves?
Thank you very much, Paul. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's no worries, but you're dead right.
Keep up the good work. You're doing excellent job.
Yeah, brilliant, bro.
Thank you on behalf of everyone.
You're welcome, man. Thank you for your call.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Joshua, go on. You were saying, bro.
Yeah, sorry. My apologies. I was asking if you guys at the Compassion Clubs, if you're intending to give the patients their oil there as well. Do you do that on a daily basis, like give them their grains of rice for that day, or they come in?
That's what we want to do, man. I mean, the whole idea behind the first bit, the first stage 1, is to get us set up on the ground. You with me? But all the surplus, everything. You see, the issue is you within Spain you can only have what's available to the members. You see, you can't have too much stock.
Right.
Okay, so you can see the problem is we're going to have too much stock in the little, and that's dead easy. Then we convert it into oil. It gets frozen. It gets the member's name put on it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. To solve the problem. And now we've actually, yes, you're 100% right. We've actually got the oil where we can actually administer it. They can have a little bit each day, in the morning, in the night. They can have the yes, 100%, man. That is exactly it.
That's
like
awesome.
I say, outside that, then there could be issues. There could be issues, but it's there. It's stage 1. I mean, stage 2, hopefully, the place will be big enough for them to come and actually stay on the actual place itself. You with me? Stage 1, it's going to be a small apartment. They get a small apartment there. Well, if it depends, they can rent a mansion if they want to. But, there's cheap apartments available in the area. That's something else we have to look at. It's all right making it available. but you've got to actually physically make it available, you know.
Right.
So yeah, that's simplistic. Apartments can be rented quite cheap, and we'd look at that. We'd get deals on the ground, and we'd also do our best to try to cut as much cost as possible, if not all of it. So, like I say, the problem we may face once we get this off the ground is too much stock and too much money. So that money must be used. We can't show any profit. That money must be used, and that money is to be used for the production of the oil, and also to get people to there who can't get it, who do need it. That's the rough outline, Josh. I mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like I was given a similar vision. It's just kind of a blueprint really at this point in time, but to start cannabis/cancer healing communities in the mountains of Colorado, of Spain, of throughout the world, really, where individuals come to heal. We grow our own fruits and vegetables permaculturally, cannabis included. We reclaim our water. We do kind of, both compost of urine and excrement. I mean, just reusing our resources wisely, using the sun for energy, any other types of biomass fuels. But then, as you say, you will produce a lot of product with your cannabis. But there are so many things you can do with that. Like as you trim up your plants, train them as they grow. You can use some of those leaves, juice them, use that, have like a juice bar where you have juice and hemp seeds, and you can do wheatgrass mangoes, and you can have like a nutrition bar.
Do you want a job on the bar? Get you on the bar. We're going to have a little bar. Get down with Spain, man. Volunteer to get on the bar. You're dead right. That's exactly.
Put it into tinctures. You put it into face creams. You just kind of put in anything. And you have
all the hemp products. Yeah, dead right. That's why Rick and Darkcity Radio and Phoenix Tears, that's what it is. Darkcity, Phoenix Tears, Compassion Foundation.
Beautiful.
Bit big, but we just stick all that to one side. We'll call it the Compassion Foundation or the Compassion Club. Excuse me, it's an association. Wow. Although it's called the Compassion Club, okay, it is actually known legally as an association. That's why I keep making that. I keep getting tripped up because it is. You know, it is. It's a people who generally are coming together and to make a positive difference in life. You know, if somebody can show me, right, what harm it's going to do, you know, if it's going to cause any loss, any harm, if we're being deceitful, show me. Show me. I'll reevaluate. I'll have a look at it again, but I honestly can't. I can't. I played devil's advocate, mate. I mean, I come up with cheese is the cure for cancer. That was it. I mean, I had to start being ridiculous. I couldn't find anything saying it doesn't work. You know? I mean, even the people who are skeptical say, well, yes, it does have an effect, and that effect is positive. I mean, it might not cure cancer. All right, then it might not cure cancer. What does it do? It'll half the size of a tumour. And these are the skeptics. The skeptics are like, the 50% agreeing with us now. I mean, so let's say we're all wrong and the skeptics have got it right. It's still better than what we've got. Really is. Anyway, let's bring JB in for this book. JB, if you would, mate, can you tell us about all this? What I believe is I'm not going to say too much, man. I want you to do that if it's possible, JB.
Yeah.
Thanks for being so patient, mate. We've been very passionate.
Hey, no problem. Could someone read that piece of text that I sent you from the book?
I've got some text.
Would Lee read that or someone?
You want us to read it out loud?
Yeah, please.
Body weight regulation, detoxification. Hemp oil is a great detoxifier, and it is not unusual for people who are overweight to lose many pounds during their treatment. It's almost as if the oil knows what you should weigh, and over time it will bring your body to that level. In my case, the oil took about 30 pounds off me, but I have seen many people lose a great deal more. When you're ingesting hemp oil, it is not like being on a diet. You can eat as much as you want to and whatever you like. The oil seems to naturally curb an overweight person's appetite, and I know of no better or safer way to lose weight. In addition, it can stimulate the appetite of a person who needs to gain weight. It's just as I said, the oil wants... Sorry, I got a call there. The oil wants to bring your body back to a healthy weight, no matter if you're underweight or overweight. If you would like to go on some type of diet, that is your choice. But I, for one, would prefer not to eat rabbit food all the time. In addition, at my age, I really find no joy in doing all kinds of exercises. So if I wanted to lose weight, this would not be an option. If I want to shed a few pounds, I know the way to do it without diets or exercise. And now you're also aware how this can be accomplished yourself. Once this wonderful oil becomes more available, in a short time, those who are now overweight or underweight will likely not remain so for long. Being overweight can cause an early death. So if you're carrying a few extra pounds, now you know how to deal with the problem. Do you mean it seriously that I can take off excess weight without exercise? Yes, hemp oil can take weight off without exercise, and I am living proof. If I take my shirt off, I look like someone who has worked out a great deal and my body is at the correct weight for a man of my height. When I was younger, I did a lot of swimming, but now since losing the excess weight I was carrying, you can see all of my stomach muscles again. I don't even have love handles, just a band of muscle on each side, and I don't do any exercises. If you would like to experience the same, all you have to do is follow my example, and soon your body will begin to look the way it should. Rick Simpson.
Paul Hayden, I'm 49 years of age and I'm hot.
What do you think?
Awesome.
Awesome.
I want it now.
Yeah. Well, when I first met Rick, I was like 126 kilos, and I'm about 170 centimeters, so I was very, very fat. And this was one of the things that I wanted to use to disprove him, because of course all the things he was saying about the oil seemed a bit outrageous back in 2009. That was the beginning of our research into the oil. So I wanted to disprove him, so I said, okay, I'm going to start eating the oil and I'm going to keep my weight. And I lost about 50 kilos myself, and I did not exercise. I did not do basically anything. I wanted to stay fat, but I couldn't. So that's what the oil does. And now imagine what this could do for people that you know, for people who have been fighting with obesity all their life, and people who have spent a fortune on all diets and all this nonsense. Now they just get on the oil and they lose all their weight. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's true for my I can't say it's true. I don't know. Well, you need to mute your microphone for us there, JB, if possible. Just you're moving it about. I can't say whether it's true or not. I can only speak from my own experience. My daily exercise over the last 7 months has involved me walking from my chair here into my kitchen, and perhaps rolling cigarette papers together, and keyboard exercise. And what would you say, Paul? Have I got Paul sat here? Do I look like overweight, or I'm unhealthy, or I'm unfit? I could do with a bit more sun. I must admit, I could do with a bit more sun, but I've got to agree. It does, and I mean, there's plenty of evidence out there that it actually balances out your weight.
Did you notice your muscles regrowing at the same time?
Well, no, man. I've been using it for years. Like I say, I'm hot. I've always been hot. So, okay. What can I say, man? I've given over denying it. I've given over denying it now. I don't know what it is. I thought it was the 23-foot speedboat, the 3-bedroomed house, and my long blonde flowing hair. But and my boyish good looks. But unfortunately, I haven't got any boyish good looks. Yeah. But it seems to have an effect.
Yeah. Well, the book is out. That's good. Finally, we finally managed to publish it. We were working on it, updating all info that we could. Basically, if anyone purchases this second ebook, they should know about 90% of everything they need to know about the oil. I mean, they will know 100% about how to produce and use it properly, but of course I'm leaving 10% for additional information that we will be adding to it later. The book sells very well so far. The first reviews I got were very nice. People seem to enjoy it, so we're all happy.
So that book is available at phoenixtears.ca, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes, we're sending it through our site only at the moment, and that's about all I can think of it right now.
Well, it's a book that many people have been waiting for a while.
Yeah.
I know that. I know it's. What can I tell you about it? It's $9.99. Is that Canadian or is that American dollars? US dollars, right.
US
I just got my head working around Canadian dollars. You have to excuse me. So $9, 10 bucks. 10 bucks, ebook. Right. And bear in mind, besides Rick's very meagre pension, that's how he does his stuff. So yeah, the Nazi who actually inferred that Rick suddenly had started charging money for stuff, and that's called food.
Well, it's called. You know, that's only one thing. You know, really, we have to start thinking more globally. You know, we're not just someone you know who wants to do this for ourselves. The point is to generate enough money to be able to translate these books into about 300 languages, because there are about 300 languages that are spoken by more than 3 million people. So that will be the first wave of translations, because we need to get this information translated into local languages. That's where the real impact will come. Because not everybody speaks English, and not everybody speaks American English, and not everybody speaks Canadian English, and not everybody speaks British or Scottish English. So we have to translate those books, and as we do not have proper funding due to some circumstances, then we simply have to generate the funding, and it's about $5,000 to generate to translate the 2 books into a language. So do your math. That's the money we need, and we don't have it. So how do we get the money? Well, we charge for the book, and I think that $10 for a book like this is really nothing. It's really full of good information.
I would like to. Reasonable. Oh, go on, Josh. Jump in, bro.
Oh, I was just saying $10 seems very reasonable for the information that they're getting in taking into account all that Rick has done, as you were saying earlier, Paul. I think.
And of course, all the essential information is on our website and will always be on our website. So those who do not want to purchase the book still have a chance to just go to our website, produce the oil, and read the protocol and follow it. We're not keeping any life-saving information from people. They got 50 hours of all those archives here on Darkcity. Anyone that's new to this medicine, if they just listen to those Darkcity shows for free, well, that's all they need to hear. So it repeats. You just have to get used to the oil, and then you have to up the dose to about 1 gram a day in 3 doses, and that's about all there is to it.
It is. It's really simple, isn't it? It really is simple. We get a lot of questions. I've pointed a lot of people towards the Phoenix Tears website. It really is. I'd like to get some banners off you during the week so we can slap some of those on. I want to kind of, at least give it a presence there in the graphics of Darkcity, and the new graphic from the front of the book. The ones I've actually used for the video are just the banners. I threw it all together really quick. But like I said, there is a new video coming. I spoke to Rick earlier today, and he's waiting on that. So if you're out there and you're the man with the video camera, get round to Rick's house, will you? He's waiting on you. We need to push forward. And it is about momentum. It really is about momentum, JB. Really is.
It is happening now. I mean, we did the Czech tour in 2009, and that was pretty much an introduction to the issue for the Czech public, and I did it on purpose because I knew that if we do that tour, well, what can they say? We got cannabis and it cures cancer. So what are you gonna do? So they started making a new law, and 4 years later we got a new law, and hopefully in the fall they will manage to import the first cannabis. So that alone is a big success. I'm not saying that the law is ideal. It's a law, and there should not be any law against cannabis, and this law still restricts the use, and they will not give patients enough because they only want to give them 30 grams per month and nonsense like this. But it is a progress. So that's what's happening. So we got Czech Republic jumping in. We got Spain. There's got to be thousands of case reports there. All we have to do is organize it somehow and collect the case reports together and write some studies and throw it in the face of the white coats. That's all we have to do.
And that process has already begun, man. Again, with Rachel. Who's still kicking about? Rachel's all right, everybody. She's on a holiday.
Yeah, that is happening. Then there are teams of scientists in Malta. They got leukemia pretty much figured out, and more potent oils do kill leukemia according to their official lab results and all that crap. We got American scientists. They're working on it. Israel, they're collecting data. So now they know that high CBD oils do not work as well as the real RSO. So now they finally confirmed it after they killed some people with that high CBD nonsense. And so it's happening. It's happening. It just has to be organized much better. Of course, if we had proper funding and the best brains behind us, it would all be much quicker. But we're doing just fine, I think.
Oh yeah, I think we have got some good brains behind us, bro.
Oh yeah,
I think we have. The divergent thinkers. After the, at the end of the day, they're the ones that break through every time. If it wasn't, we'd all be sat in a cave, wouldn't we, grunting at a whale, going. Huh?
Hey, we got like 37,500 or something like that people on our Facebook page. On average, about 5 to 10 to 15, sometimes 20, 25,000 people see and potentially read each post we make. And if there's an average of 10 to 20 posts a day, well, we're making a difference. So it's like a prayer. Now more and more people know about it, more and more people think about it, so the change is going to happen.
Well, it's funny you should mention change. Lee, I don't know if you're with us. You need to arrange for the funding to buy the first stage of the foundation. We've had another 2. Hang on a minute. No, we haven't. I'm lying. We've had another 1, and there's also been another donation made. But we've had another €300 donated. We need the first 2 was enough to be able to purchase that step 1, and that's what's actually gone on. Now look, there's a few other people, right, that are putting €20 in. I've had a $15 one. Okay. There's been a £5 one. That was from me when I tested to make sure it worked. Well, it was actually from Darkcity. Actually, that's where it came from. Not actually from me personally. It came out of my account. All those little bits. We're going to put all them. I'm going to put all them together. We'll all go together, and they will get that. We'll get that there again. That'll be another one. That's what I was saying. We the logistics of it all. So yeah, you people out there who are making those little donations, thanks to you all as well. When you haven't got a lot, a little is a lot, and that's it. And that's one of the reasons we put on the €300, because I know people, I know the good, honest, hard-working people that have got nothing are doing this.
Hey,
Right? It's not that. Look, I mean, it's just my thing, right? I want them to contribute, but please make sure you're all right first. Make sure you are all right first, peeps. Don't go putting a few quid and stuff like that into it. Look after yourselves. Make sure you're right. This is what it's about. Have that compassion for yourselves. I'll make up a lot of them shortfalls. I've got a lot of stuff here that I don't need in my life. I've got a bit of help now, physical help. Like I said, Paul, one of the old crew, turned up. Hey, I heard the call. You need help. The guy's going to help out. So you might get him on the phone for a bit. This is going to give me a chance to actually create some revenue this side. So it is all coming, folks. Like I say, so them little people out there, when things happen, then good stuff.
It is going to happen quite easily. The message is already traveling through Spain. A major Spanish cannabis journal just published an article about Rick Simpson. Of course, they got all the information wrong and they're writing some nonsense in there, but hopefully we will manage to correct that in the future. But I got calls from several places in Spain and they're interested in it. I talked to my friend in Madrid, and he's with the Association of the Medical Clubs in Spain, and they're all behind us, and they all want this to happen. And we already know of a property that we could rent in Madrid. So if we want to, we can have more than one facility in the future. So it is going to happen. People in Spain are definitely interested in this. Yeah, we get thousands of people in all those medical clubs. You know that.
Well, again, man, this is something that's come up on quite a few occasions now. We need to channel all that energy of them people, and make that one. Make that one it. I mean, we've said loads of times, we want to go all over the place. Uruguay, back to Canada. We got to wait on that. There's a couple of ways. We could actually have that. It could be really doable, man. Really doable. But again, if we keep getting broken up into little tiny groups, and there's these on there, it's not going to work. The cannabis clubs in Spain have already shown us. They've given us a map. Them people out there have put in the groundwork for it. We could end up with dozens of them. But really, do we need dozens of them? Do we need dozens? You think so?
Yes, we need dozens, but we need hundreds. We need thousands of independent clubs.
I don't think we need thousands of them. No, man, I totally disagree with you.
The idea is not that we will run thousands of clubs ourselves. There will be thousands of independent clubs, and they will be using our instructions to
but surely not all in
best
Spain.
medicine.
Surely we don't need them all in Spain.
you need a medical club in each village in Spain. There's patients in each village, and in every house there is a patient. So think big.
Oh yeah, like I say, man, a lot of the groundwork's already been done there in Spain.
Oh, yeah.
We've had quite a few people contact us already.
Well, again, what I'm saying
but
is not that we will try to put thousands of new clubs on the Spanish market ourselves. That is not our ambition at all. What we want to set up there is a seed bank or a growing facility for Rick so that he could do his research. And then we want to give people the knowledge and instructions about how to do it properly. And
somebody's typing. Just one second. I know it's not you. Whoever's typing, can you just mute your microphone for us?
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think it might have been you typing, bro. Welcome to Darkcity Radio now, anyway.
Well, hello, everybody. And, I'm living in Spain, in Madrid.
Okay.
And I was listening to all this, and it was very, very interesting. But I only wanted to share a little bit of my experience with association. Okay. Because it was not so successful, okay? So simply when I discovered about Rick Simpson oil, I didn't know anything about cannabis, okay? Nothing. And I decided to look for people who could help me. So you can easily find the Spanish association with cannabis. So I've gone to some of them. Some of them are not really medical, but I've met people there that use it for their condition. But the main focus of them was about the recreative part of cannabis. Okay, so they were not interested in making a lot of cannabis to grow a lot of plants. They just wanted to smoke. Let's say like this. And I have also found a medical association, but the problem is that you need to have a paper from the medic, from the doctor, that say, okay, this guy has cancer or this guy has this, so they will let you in, and they will give you a bit of cannabis, but not the oil, because. If they explained, well, even if they give the oil, it was like 1,500 euros to get a bit of oil. It was too much. And really, I would like to know, for all the people who don't know anything about cannabis, how to really start, how to look for help, because I've tried in my house to grow it, but I got threatened by some people. They would get the police, so I had to cut the cannabis, and I didn't find any place where to put the plants. So that's.
Well, yes, definitely, man. There's plenty of information out there. We've got about a minute to go. You've come in right at the end of the show, so yeah, that there is tons of information on how to do it and how to actually grow it. And a good point about the costs, man. Because all the profits will be turned over to the production of the oil, and then we will be a little bit different than most. But just to recap for once, so people get it. As far as I'm concerned, this is about putting in the first foundation, and then about putting that system there to get Rick Simpson's seed bank off the ground, get the guy doing his research, and put that facility in place. If that involves us doing that within the grounds of the association, so I'm going to get it right, it is association, I have to keep checking myself, then that's what will be done. But of course, that's going to take bigger bucks. We're starting, we're making it real, and if we do get the support, okay, we do. And look, what you would call social smoking of cannabis, yeah, I would call preventative medicine. So I think, although that they are saying to you at this moment in time that they're not really interested in the medical sides of it, I think that's just within the perception. Of course, they are already using this medical. That's what they're already doing. But they're doing it sociably. And I really haven't got an issue with that. They want to call it sociable, and others want to call it preventative medicine. Hey, I'm not going to argue with either of them.
It was similar when we were in Madrid and for the first time with Rick, and when we met with some of those people from the medical clubs, they also said yes that a lot of it is for recreational use, but that was a year ago. Now they call me and they say that now a half of the people are really looking into the real medicinal use, and now they really want the oil, and there's a shortage of it. So the point is to make sure that we explain to patients in Spain that yes, they have a chance to get the medicine there, and once they know about it, they will go get the medicine. And our clubs will be almost strictly medical. Go smoke pot somewhere else. We got other work to do. And the cases that we will be working on are really serious cases, terminal patients and stuff like that. It's really not a recreational club with some reggae music in behind. That's going to be serious work. Also, we will focus on the medical side of it, and it's not going to be much fun, I think.
And sorry.
It's okay. Excuse me, lads. Unfortunately, we've run right over time.
Okay.
We've got a Darkcity coming up. Stay tuned, folks. We've got Darkcity coming up right after this.
Okay, it's been a pleasure. Bye-bye.
This is a public health announcement. Cannabis cures cancer.
Activating meridians. Alignment. Instability in field. Negative. Charge aligning matrix field. Positive. Coordinates reached, Commander.
Activate the Sade field.
Activations of multidimensional engines.
Launch communications probe.
Power levels to maximum.
Activate all dimensional levels of communication.
Communication established.
The voice you hear is known as Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. This is the last slave planet in the galaxy. Under all agreements, under all rights, under galactic law, we now proclaim this planet free. The descension of the true human consciousness has begun.
Energizing Shambhala diamonds.
The men, women, and children of this planet are now set free.
Grid activated.
You have already reached
Activate Shambhala diamond.
critical mass.
Integration onto microcosm. Expanding linear space.
Prepare for landing. Prepare for landing. Prepare for landing.
Free space activation.